For this particular period in time to now exist where we have Ibrahim Traore out here, Burkina Faso, hello, Mali and Niger.
Yes.
There's hope. There was a time when we couldn't even see something like this coming, to have the guts to stand up and do what Traore is doing. If only these other puppets could just rally on and join the fight. Burkina Faso is paving the way for you guys, and you guys are still sleeping.
Yes.
You are satisfied with the breadcrumbs that is being given to you in the form of aid. The Congolese people must also benefit from that which that you need. And you, Rwanda, you must work together with your neighbor. And these imperialistic countries and multi-corporation tech companies like Glencoe, all of them should feel the responsibility to not shit where they eat. Let's go straight to West Africa. In this day and age, 2024, I say West Africa. What do you think?
I just think militant groups, coups, I think of that.
You think of that?
Yes.
Right now, when I think West Africa, Ibrahim Traore, boom, hope. I see hope in Africa, things to change, things to come. If we should collectively stand up for what's right, for what we've been longing for this whole time. The narrative has always been that Africa is a forgotten country, is a poor country. There are monkeys running around, elephants and all that kind of shit. But Africa is beautiful. We have individuals out here who work with integrity, who are changing the narrative that we are used to.
Yes.
These particular coups are there because it's necessary. We would want to live in a world where we don't have to force a change in such a way to take up arms and dethrone a government left, right, and center. That's not what we want. We all wish that we had governments that were doing things out of integrity, working for the people. But that's not the case. It's never been the case with most African countries. So we're out here. When I think West Africa, I think Ibrahim Traore, and I see hope.
Yes. And that is a beautiful thing to actually see a person like Ibrahim Traore standing up and looking after his people, his home where he grew up.
Doing his best.
Yes.
To stand up against these big powers.
Yes.
These imperialistic countries. With his red beret. You know that's a red beret.
Yes,
That cap that you see on him. It's a red beret. It's the highest honor. It's the highest standings that a general, a soldier can have in the army. That's a red beret. It's different to the black ones, different to the red ones. You have to have integrity. You have to be a man of honor to deserve that red beret. See, there's even brown ones left, right, and center. But yes, he's a young man. He's only 34 years old. He's out here taking steps of boldness to do that which most of our puppets in most African countries choose not to do. We don't even want to say they cannot do. Their hands are tied. Although we know the different complexities of the different agreements that were signed with the colonizers, we're not going to give them a pass no more, because even Burkina Faso itself also had signed those agreements. There are a French colony, or let's at least say were. While we cannot ignore or erase history, they were part of that, you know?
Yeah.
Part of the 14 countries that all signed all these agreements with France to pay colonial debt for life. That shit was supposed to end sometimes, but to keep finding reasons left, right, and center to keep going on like this, because France, as we all know, it cannot do without the exploitation that it's currently doing still on some African countries.
Yes, that is very true. And I think recently the IMF.
Who's IMF?
IMF is the International Monetary Fund. They basically, it's a World Bank. They provide loans to certain countries, to many countries who who need money. And when you borrow money from the IMF, when these countries borrow money from the IMF, it comes with terms and conditions. And those terms or conditions are decided by the West. And they had recently offered help to Burkina Faso.
Recently?
Recently, yes.
As in what? Since Ibrahim Traore?
Yes.
Traore has been in power?
Yes, that is true, yes.
They came.
With
a conniving nature, dingling the meat, the steak. They came with it like this.
Yes.
To persuade.
They dangled the carrot.
Yeah. to this young
to
man,
yes, to
to
this
this man of honor. Temptation came.
exactly, and he basically just told them, "No, we don't need your help."
We see some strings
Yes.
attached to that which that you are supposedly offering to us. You want to slow down the momentum. You want to come in here and slow that which that we are doing because apparently it's not working in your favor. You, the monetary people, you, the IMF, International Monetary Funds, you want to loan to us with special interest.
Yes.
And when they give you this money, when these African puppets, not Ibrahim Traore, most African puppets, even my president from the Democratic Republic of Congo, a huge puppet, a healthy puppet, gets dressed very well. We'll come to that topic about dressing in a minute. But when these people go out there, they take these loans and all this money, this supposed assistance or aid, as it's disguised, aids. It allows these people, these foreign powers, these institutions, these IMF to come in there again and want to have a say in your political system.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They remain indebted forever to these banks or these institutions.
Yes, and it's loans that that countries inevitably cannot repay, and it just continues the system of controlling Africa. Because I think most of those IMF loans are going to African countries.
Because they only want to, you must know, even a bank does the same thing. For us entrepreneurs who have experience with certain bank in the world, they would rather loan it to people who also don't really have the means to pay it back. Huh? Because in so doing, they can come after your assets when you cannot pay that loan. They can come and say, we'll take that mine. We'll take that piece of land over there that's rich in cobalt because you owe us. You owe us. And you cannot repay it. And these loans, these terms and conditions are done in such a way it still favors them that came to give you this money in the first place, these IMFs. They know that these particular African countries are in no way, shape, or form to be able to repay these loans. You understand what I'm saying? So they come for that. Hey, Burkina Faso, have you ever seen such money in your life before? We will give it to you in cash. We can even bring it out there. We'll fly there with a private plane. You will have all this money. It's a way to buy these puppets.
Yes, exactly.
But the man of honor, the man of the moment, who is so loved by Africa all over the place. Huh?
Yes.
The previous pod that we did, we spoke a lot about Ibrahim Traore and Burkina Faso as they are taking this particular path in their life, in their journey to want to be self-reliant. The previous pod that we did, a lot of people were in the comment section really praising and loving the idea that Ibrahim Traore and the new government is out here doing that which that they're doing. It's not just Burkina Faso, it's Mali.
Yes.
It's Niger. It took 3 countries to get us all talking like this. Yes, Ibrahim Traore is paving the way and is so loved by the African community. And you know what is also so cool? Is the fact that he's not even an English-speaking person. He speaks French. But these speeches of his ideas, his vision, where he wants to take Burkina Faso, is well translated, and a lot of people that don't even speak French like the guy.
Yes.
So don't ever feel limited. Don't ever feel limited. It could be a small little type of obstacle. Some people get discouraged just because of that particular thing, that language thing, or the region thing, the culture thing. It's not in my culture to speak this way. It's not in my culture to dress this way. I'm not the type. I don't look like a politician or an activist. That's not the point. Out here, we are all used in the way that God decides to use us. You
Yes,
understand?
yes.
We all have different purposes. We should just believe in ourselves. That's what I really like. There's a lot of learning lessons coming out of this particular Ibrahim Traore in this moment in time in Africa. If you look at the whole thing. So when it comes to that West Africa, these 3 particular countries, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger.
Yes.
We are excluding. Who are we excluding? Another francophone country who also had a coup. Who are we excluding out of the three?
Oh, who is that?
Starts with a G.
A G?
A, B,
Gabon.
Gabon. We're excluding Gabon from this momentum that's currently being carried out by these three triumphant, honorable countries, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger,
Yes.
who was out here really doing this, and we see the vision. That's why for me, and I'll speak for me, I am for the suggestion that this particular transition period of Ibrahim Traore be extended
I agree.
until the country's really ready to conduct democratic elections. We are for democracy. We like what democracy stands for. Democracy, as it's explained on paper, the idea, the ideology of democracy itself. We are aware of the fact that the West, imperialistic countries, they use the system of democracy to suit their own interests. We are aware of that. My African people, I know, a lot of you are in the comments section. You are speaking your mind, you are expressing yourselves, and you are saying democracy has never worked in any country in Africa. I hear you. We love the spirit of democracy. We want a spirit of law and order, majority rules, that the people have decided, you know? Because true democracy means whatever the people want, whatever the majority says yeah to, is what goes.
Yes.
Even if the majority says, we pronounce a death sentence to that one because the majority has decided.
That
You
is
can't come
what,
out here and say no.
yeah, that is what the majority wants. And if the majority's vote is, it's not a good one, they will see. And then it will make them rethink.
Even if it's not a good one, it's upholding the system of democracy.
Yes.
Because democracy says majority rules. That's why we have elections. That's why we're having 19 elections in Africa this year.
Yes.
To uphold the spirit of democracy. Those particular countries in the world and some in Africa, and I think it's is it Senegal? There's a country in Africa that's now adopting a parliamentarian system. Togo.
Togo. Yes, it was
them,
Togo.
They've excluded the public.
Yes, they said they don't have a say anymore.
Only the parliamentarians get to vote, get to decide who their leaders will be.
Yes.
I don't like that one.
That one is just...
Apparently it has its benefits, but I have yet to indulge in that.
I don't know. I don't see it. I just see it heading in a very bad direction. It's just, for me, it's very selfish.
And it's very easy to corrupt, to manipulate. Because if the commander-in-chief is looking to be re-elected again, and if he was a corrupt one, like perhaps Jacob Zuma, he would only have a number of people to try to persuade or influence into voting for him, as opposed to convincing the whole nation.
Yes.
Every tribe, every region, every province. It would be difficult for him or her to convince everybody.
Yeah.
So the democratic system works very well.
Yeah,
I like it.
we like the democratic system. Just people need to have their say, and just majority rules. That is just the basis of that system. Majority rules.
Give the people a sense of belonging.
Yes.
They are citizens for a reason. I am proud to call myself Congolese because somehow it makes me feel that my voice matters. I want to be able to go out there and vote. I don't want anybody else to vote for me. I don't want these elders, these supposed experts, professionals to speak on my behalf.
Yes.
Just because you are older than me, just because you're a professional, just because you're a politician, does not mean that you know what's best for me. You know, there are a lot of smart people in a country, besides the people that govern that country, besides the lawmakers. It is not only the lawmakers or the politicians or these people that work in these offices or government offices that are the brainies or the smart people or the intelligence one of the nations. You get people that aren't doing anything in the public sector, the work in private sectors, whose opinions and views perhaps on how the economy should go matters. And in some cases, some of these people, individuals, businessmen or entrepreneurs, companies, huge brands out there, they say holds a lot of weight. Huh?
Yes.
So you cannot ignore that.
Yeah.
Imagine the United States adopted a parliamentarian system when only a select number of people get to vote or do this or do that. So you have all these, for example, I have to use this name because it goes broader. A lot of people know this name. And Elon Musk cannot vote no more. A Tim Cook cannot vote no more. A Jeff Bezos and Oprah Winfrey, if they couldn't vote no more.
Yeah.
There's so many of these types of people. They don't necessarily work in the public office, but they would want their voice to be heard.
Yeah, because they're an influential
To
person.
count.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're an influence person. They like the self-doing of themselves to stand up there and cast their own vote.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm not really up for the parliamentarian system.
No. And, voting should be available for everyone.
This is where us activists, podcasts like this, where we get a little bit personal with them and we say, before you do go out there and vote, know who you're voting for.
Educate yourself.
Educate yourself.
Yes.
You have to educate yourself. You can't be out here voting just for the sake of voting.
Yeah, you don't only just want to post that thing and says, I voted. No.
You don't want to be emotional with it. Yeah. Emotional voting. You want to vote for the right party. You yourself, for example, South African, what do you want for South Africa? What type of South Africa do you envision in the next 5, 10, 15 years? What kind of South Africa do you want? Do you even have a vision for the South Africa that you want? Or you are out here just talking about politics or parties, the DA, UDM, EFF, MK, just for the sake of talking. You need to read the funding manifestos of the party that you intend to support.
Yes.
You have to read it. You have to read it. Just like you take the time to read the invite that you are sent from your closest friends to attend a certain wedding. They say you got to dress up in a certain attire. These are the colors. This is the time. This is the location. Take the same initiative that you take to do that, which you enjoyed so much, to read that particular funding manifesto.
I like that comparison.
It's the truth. They just want to be out here doing things that they want to do, being so selective.
Yes.
Putting initiatives only where they see fit. But when it comes to money, economy, politics, the things that really shape your country, they're so laid back with it.
Yes. I mean, in this day and age, even if you can't read it, they are talking about it every single day. These parties, there's always a live going on. And they are talking only about their manifesto and how they can change the country.
The reason why I like Donald Trump so much is because when Donald Trump decided to go into politics, he did it in such a way that really inspired and encouraged the youth to take interest in politics. And a lot of young people nowadays, the youth, find themselves following politics, showing some form of interest, because they now understand that this freaking thing called politics, the fact that these grown-ups gather in these houses, Senate or Congress, really affects our lives.
Yeah.
We have to know. We have to know what's going on. We have to know who we have in charge over there, running our countries, making decisions for us. So you have to take the initiative.
Yes.
To know more about the leaders that are in place, that you put in place. You have to.
Yeah, that's very true.
That's why. So we are talking about education. Education. Ooh. Knowledge is power. Another cliche.
That is a powerful saying that has been around for many decades.
Which
and
saying?
It's so true. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power.
Yes.
But if you say it now,
Yeah.
I bet you, I guarantee you, there's some people out there who heard you say knowledge is power, and they're getting ready to swipe up. You didn't say anything new, ABM. ABM, you did not say anything new. We know knowledge is power. Yes, sing me another song. That's a broken record. They
don't care.
We need to go back to the basics. We need to go back to days where you look at the cliches again. Just try to write down 10 cliches that you know. If you have nothing to do today, try to write down 20 phrases, 20 cliches that you know. Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power and... whoa.
Knowledge is power, so we're talking about education.
Yes.
Work hard. Never give up.
Oh, yeah.
That's the biggest one, huh? Because you know how many fitness junkies are out here? They be out here training, and then they'll say to you, never give up. Consistency. Remain committed.
Yes.
You know, you have to try your best, okay? Have confidence. Read every day.
Yes.
All of that kind of thing.
Patience is key.
Patience is key.
Yes.
All these cliches that nobody wants to hear.
Yes.
But education is important. That's why I like Julius Malema and the fact that they are doing their best to try to make education free. In that South Africa, Sud-Afrique.
South Africa.
How do you say it in Afrikaans?
South Africa. South Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah, but it's with the S-U-I-D.
S-U-I-D. Africa with a K, right?
Yes.
With a K, not a C.
Yeah.
South Africa. Afrikaans. Oof. South Africa. The Rainbow Nation. South Africa is such a beautiful city, and it's a shame that most South Africans don't see it.
South Africa is a country.
It's a country?
Yes.
I think it's supposed to be a city.
Why?
Because we live in one Africa. Africa is supposed to be one country. You see how I bounced back?
Yes, you did.
You see how I bounced back? You see how I did my best to bounce back? It's supposed to be a state. Let's give it a state. Let's give it a state. That is the state. It's the south of Africa. And we have the north. You know, a lot of people always get confused with the name South Africa, huh?
Why?
Because not only is it a name, it's a name of the country, but it's also a
location.
It's a location. It's the south of Africa. Why are you calling yourself South Africa? Isn't every country below the equatorial region considered in the southern part of Africa?
Southern Africa.
In the southern part of Africa. So why are you saying yourself South Africa? What about your neighbor right there?
Yeah, they're in the southern Africa.
Lesotho, where's Lesotho?
Southern Africa.
It's South Africa. It's south of Africa. Yes. So talking about South Africa, as we've mentioned before, is holding elections on the 29th of May. The South Africans will get up on that particular day and go and vote because they have read the funding manifesto. They're going to do the responsible thing. They're going to go out there and vote for their designated party. Okay? We are not necessarily out here trying to persuade you or influence you as to which party you should vote for. That's your own decision. You know the vision that you have for South Africa. You know the world that you want to live in one day. So you do your own thing, but we only simply by encouraging you to read the manifestos of your party, whether you support the DEA, the UDM, the MK, or the EFFs of the world, the ANC. Read the funding manifesto. That's our mission. That's our mission only. That you do things smartly so that when these leaders that are now appointed in positions of power, if they start to mess up like Jacob Zuma did, we don't want to have to waste so much time and effort and create another movement called Zuma Must Fall, where a lot of people end up wasting their times and resources, efforts that could be put to great use.
Yes. Just it's like we've repeated ourselves. Just educate yourself.
And we are not tired.
No, we are not tired. It's just we need you to understand. Please read the manifesto. Understand who you are voting for. and know what you want for your country.
And so let's try to give South Africa a break for a second. Who else can we go to? Let's bring it back to that West Africa, because in that West Africa, what's currently happening now in West Africa is so freaking important. A lot of people don't see it. We are in a moment in time where what we've been hoping for such a long time, to get Africa to unite. And now we have 3 particular countries. You know, if there was only one coup in West Africa, I know there's been a lot of coups.
Yes.
In time, in history, possibly upwards of 50 coups.
Yeah.
There are fake coups, there are selfish coups, there are coups that people do just for their own interest. But these particular 3 coups are showing signs of hope, are showing signs of genuineness. You know, these coups are actually showing Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. Those particular 3 coups.
Yes.
So anyway, since we have a dream and a hope for a better future, for a better Africa, I am disappointed in the many African countries that are not behind Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger right now to continue to pick up this momentum. We're not saying go out there and commit coups. We are saying at least do things, start doing things, start showing, start encouraging. And if you're a puppet that's still in power, don't wait for a coup to come your way. Start learning.
Make the change.
Start learning from Burkina Faso. Pivot. Start going the right way. Start thinking about the people.
Yes.
You have to have guts as a puppet to come out here and try to go against what your colonizer has already told you. You have to have guts as a puppet to start doing things that are against the documents that are already in place. Those agreements signed with colonizers past. For this particular puppet to decide now to start doing it the right way for the people, to take a page out of the book of Ibrahim Traore, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, and to start working for the people, to start kicking certain countries out of your country. It's risking stuff, huh? It's dangerous. That's why I always say, even this Ibrahim Traore, whatever he's doing, you know, on social media can be a very emotional place. A lot of people don't think about the complexities of what he's doing. But in real life, in the underground world, in that particular world where all these powers meet, it's very dangerous stuff. It's playing with the money of certain people. The French, for example, France, they've had this system in place that they've benefited from for decades. Here comes a specific individual coming out here, disrupting all that. He's disrupting the system. What are we going to do about this? This particular young man thinks he knows it all. He's out here inspiring these strong, athletic African men. He's reminding them of the potential and the power that they have. He's doing his utmost best to bring some form of unity. We know that when they are divided, that's when they cannot stand against us. This Ibrahim Traore is really getting to me now. Some people think like that, huh?
Yes.
Because they've always wanted Africa to continue to be divided. They don't want us together. They don't want us to sit together. They don't want us to sit and share ideas.
Yeah.
There's a reason why that Africa was carved up in the first place. There's a reason why in that Germany, they sat there in Berlin and carved up this beautiful land of Africa. When you look at Africa as it sits on the globe, look
stunning.
At the shape.
It is stunning.
It stands upright, huh?
Yes.
It stands upright. There isn't a continent on this planet that is as beautiful, so giant. Even the size that we are told about Africa is so wrong. If you go into it and you want to know more about Africa, you'll get to a place where you really start to find out true information about the actual size of Africa. And then you'll see how all of these countries, the Russia, the Indias, the United States, all of these countries, the UKs, can fit within Africa.
Yeah.
the whole land, and you still have plenty of space. Huh? They can all fit within Africa. Africa can host the whole freaking world like this. The size of Africa.
They have unlimited terabytes.
We're talking about the motherland here, man.
Yes.
Pregnant with all of them like this. Africa can give birth to all these countries like this. It's what it's been doing, actually. You understand what I'm saying? Of course. Who are these countries without their mother?
Yes, we have been nurturing the world. Yes.
That Europe is a child of Africa.
Yes.
That America is a child of Africa. All of them, Russia, China, all these are kids of Africa. Africa is the mother.
Yes.
In science, in richness, in health, in everything. All this technology we have nowadays, where do you get all these components from?
From the mother.
How are you able to go to the moon with your whatever SpaceX? Because you need the mother. The mother is out here providing to you guys everything. You need the milk. Without it, you cannot grow.
Yes.
Without it, your economy is whack. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Let's say it in plain examples, the way that it is. There's a reason why they call Africa the mother, the motherland.
Yes.
If there's anybody out there who has ever thought that my tone is too much or aggressive, just know that I love the mother. I love women. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, we are not aggressive.
No.
We're just speaking the truth. We're just the way that we are.
We're just very passionate.
We're just very passionate.
Yes.
We want to see a day when Africa will be liberated and all Africans will stand up tall and live with hope. We want a day to come when the East Democratic Republic of Congo, together with Rwanda, Burundi, Uganda, will live in peace.
Nice.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's the mission over here.
Yes.
That's the goal.
That is great. Yes.
That's the vision.
Yes.
Yeah.
Make Africa great.
At the end of the day, as we sit here and critique our puppets, as we call them out on the corruption that exists within their respective countries, all of this is for a greater good, is to unite Africa. From the north, the south, east, west, central, is to unite.
Yes.
Is to unite. You want to unite, you want to live in a spirit of togetherness with your fellow neighbor first before you get on a plane, get on a boat, and go overseas to try and seek diplomatic relations with a foreign country in a foreign continent across the globe. Why do you want to go and establish an economic relation with a country in Europe, in Sweden there, when you are South Africa here and next door is Botswana? How's your relationship with your neighbor? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
It's
I
very
get you.
simple stuff.
Yes.
Together, we are stronger. The reason why Russia is pissed at what's going on with Ukraine is because they see a threat in national security.
Yeah.
They say to themselves, if the West join this particular country, or if our neighbor joins that particular organization called NATO, it's not going to be good for our national security. Any country would think like that. Why would you let another powerful nation or individual, or, this is where the personality will speak,
Okay.
why would you let your girl chill with a guy that has a six-pack, is tall, dark, and handsome, drives a freaking Lambo? Why would you let your girl go out with this supposed male friend? Why would you do that as a guy? Don't you see? You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
You have to be smart.
Yes.
You have to be smart. You have to say to yourself, hey, you. No. You can't hang out with him. If you hang out with him, if you sign on the dotted line with him, if you guys enter into some sort of diplomatic relations, our national security is at risk. Because
Yes.
I know how these people operate.
Yes.
They got nukes and all this type of stuff that will be threatening our national security. We care about our sovereignty. You have
Yes.
to be like that.
Yes. Work with your neighbors
You have
and
to.
become stronger. Yes. Another cliche. Together is stronger.
Together we are stronger.
Yes.
Another cliche. Oh, ABM, you're not saying anything new over there. Together we are stronger. Together we are stronger. Patrick, you're talking about unity. Forget about unity. That's never going to happen. I have There was a particular comment in one of my TikToks where a supposed individual asked me, what is the benefit of being an African?
Who?
Some individual, I
Yeah.
don't know who it is. It wasn't a female, it wasn't a lady, it was perhaps some guy or something. What is the benefit of being an African?
What did you respond? Did you respond?
I didn't respond. I just let it be for him. I just let it be. And I looked next door, I saw that nobody liked his comment. So he's neutral, he's alone in that space.
Yeah.
He's alone with that kind of...
Heart.
We don't even entertain such perceptions, such ideas, such personalities, such comments. We let those be because giving them attention is perhaps what they are looking for.
Yeah.
A lot of people are out here just saying some stupid shit just so that they can have you finally respond to them.
No.
You know, when you ignore somebody long enough, they'll end up doing something wrong, something completely different to the topic at hand,
Yes.
just so they can get you to respond. That's why they always say, another cliche, silence is golden.
Oh.
So I let it be.
Yes,
I didn't
yes,
respond. I just
yes.
looked at it like this. All right, let that one be.
Yeah, it's better.
It's true. I have a question for people from Rwanda. You see, Rwanda, Paul Kagame, if you follow his story, because he's been in power, is that power? Is that power? Being a dictator, is it power? Is it power? Even Mobutu Sese Seko back in those days when the Democratic Republic of Congo was known as Zaire, he was in power for 30 years. Is that power or is that a dictatorship? Do you admire people you fear or do you want to respect your leaders? Who do you want to be led by? A dictator or a respectable, honorable person such as the one we're seeing brewing before our very eyes in Ibrahim Traore or Julius Malema, Thomas Sankara, the Chris Honeys of the world, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela. You know, there are some names, when you just mention them, and you remember the history, the story about these particular individuals, you just want to, you don't mind being led by this particular person.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
But some of these African puppets out here, African leaders, heads of states out here imposing themselves on human beings, whether you're a Tutsi or a Congolese or from whatever tribe.
Yeah.
This should be a spirit of humanity first. That's why when I listen to my people from Rwanda, my Rwandese, they talk about, yes, Congo, when Congo and Rwanda, when these lands were divided, these people were also divided. Some Tutsis remained in Congo, some Tutsi were a part of Rwanda, and vice versa, even Uganda. It has provoked all this. At the end of the day, I wouldn't be happy if Felix Tshisekedi suddenly did something that made Congo prosper, that ended the genocide in East Democratic Republic of Congo at the expense of the Rwandese.
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Because that defeats the purpose.
It defeats the purpose. A genocide is a genocide, regardless whether it's in my country or in Rafah or wherever, Haiti, Sudan, doesn't matter. A genocide is a genocide. It's crime against humanity.
That's a very nice thing that you said.
Oh, it's true.
Yeah, it's true. Because
Otherwise, we're just hypocrites out here.
Yeah, because we don't want people to get hurt, civilians to be hurt. We don't want them to be hurt.
We don't want that. What did Donald Trump say when he was asked about the conflict that's currently happening in Israel and in Russia? What would you do to end these particular conflicts between Russia and Ukraine or Palestine and Israel? He says, I just want people to what?
Stop dying.
To stop dying. We don't want Congolese to stop dying at the expense of Rwandese to now start dying.
Yes.
Hey, man. We're talking about
People are
lives here.
people, no
People are
matter
people.
which country they are from.
So I want to, because a lot of these Rwandese in my comment sections are just out here to say the president is the best. This is why my president is famous.
Please.
Look, at the end of the day, your president is failing. At the end of the day, my president is failing. Paul Kagame is failing. Felix Tshisekedi is failing. All of those Burundi and Uganda, all of these people are failing.
Yes.
Left, right, and center.
Yeah.
They are a disgrace, a disappointment to these particular human beings who are having their lives robbed. Like I said, they're not losing their lives. They're being robbed of their lives.
Yes.
That's what's happening. A
Yes.
genocide. And we still have these selfish hearts, these selfish individuals in positions of power where they forcefully put themselves in. It's a very complex situation, that particular East Democratic Republic of Congo. Even to see that certain South African troops have lost their lives because they go there to try to act as some sort of peacekeeping people. They're not out there to choose a side to fight on the side of the Congolese or on the side of the Rwanda. They're out there to just try to protect the civilians.
Yes.
That's what
yes.
it's about. It's about innocent lives. It's about civilians. When you puppets fail in your particular board meetings or general GM meetings or G7 or whatever it is, when you fail over there, it shouldn't be the fault of the citizens.
Yeah.
Why must it be that citizens must die, civilians must die because puppets failed at their job? It's your job. Why are you taxing people here and you're saying, you must pay your tax? You must do this, you must do this. It's for the good of the country, it's for the economy of the country. And then you fail at your job, you work for the citizens. You don't work for yourself. You're not out there making decisions for yourself. What the hell? The civilians are the boss. You have to report to the civilians.
Yes.
But these puppets are out here making selfish decisions as they see fit. And the same people that pay this tax, your bosses, these civilians who did nothing at all. They were not even a part of your meetings because your meetings are so freaking classified.
Yeah.
They end up having their lives robbed.
Robbed or just changed forever.
This is why I don't choose my tone. Because I say, let me speak this way. Because I know the moment I just start to think very deeply about the situation of Africa, I can't help but to just come from a certain place where it just makes me so freaking passionate to talk about this thing. Why would you be nice with somebody who's doing wrong things? They've been doing this for decades.
Yes, man.
From the Kabilas of the world,
Yes.
to these Mobutu Sese Sekos, the Kabilas, these Paul Kagames, the Paul Bias of the world who just want to sit on the throne. They just want to sit. I am the president of Cameroon. This guy is so old.
Yes.
I am the president of Cameroon. Paul Kagame, 24 years in power. I am the president of Rwanda. This one also from another Congo. I forgot his name. Another one just sitting there, 30 years. All of these particular presidents.
For what?
For what?
Yeah.
There's so many reasons why, besides their own selfish greed and lack of Ibrahim Traore traits in them. There's so many reasons why, including and not limited to the agreements that they've signed,
Yes.
the agreements that they were forcefully told to sign, should they have their supposed independence.
Yes.
Independence. A lot of people are living in a fake world where they think they have independence as African countries and are prepared to live like that for the rest of their lives. You have to learn to be authentic and real because it's the only thing that works.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just faking it. It's not real.
Yeah.
And if you want God on your side, be real with it.
Yeah, that's the only way.
That's the only way God can use you, is if you're being real
Yes.
with the situation.
That one more cliche, fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it.
It doesn't work.
That's a stupid cliche.
It doesn't work.
Don't fake nothing here until you make it. Fake what?
Yes, man.
You have to be authentic. Fake it till you make it. And you have gurus out here, politicians out here, elders out here. They'll stand up there. How did you do it? Well, you just gotta fake it till you make it. Shut up. Fake what till you make what?
That's
be
bad.
real. Be authentic. Be yourself. Don't ever pretend to be anything else.
Yes.
Be real. We're not saying
Yes.
be stupid. We're not saying divulge every single information. We're not saying be completely transparent. We're not saying share everything. But we are just saying be yourself.
Yeah, be smart about it.
Be smart about it.
Yes.
The only way you can be smart about it is if you educate yourself about it. The only way that
Yes.
you will vote for the particular party that you want to see in power is if you read the funding manifesto. If you smart about it,
Yes.
you have to be smart about it. You have
Yes.
to be yourself. You have to be authentic. The funny thing about, or the worst thing, the worst or the stupid thing, the disappointing thing, the sad
Or the
thing,
questionable thing.
the questionable, not questionable, the sad thing
Okay.
about faking it till you make it is the fact that you'll have temporary times of glory. Temporary times of glory.
Yes.
It's what? Here's another cliche, but this particular cliche is a good one. It's harder to get on top, but it's even much harder to remain on top.
Yes.
To remain on top.
Yes.
It's very easy for you to go out there and pretend and fake it as if you got it going on like that. That's my lifestyle. It's harder to do that. It's perhaps even easier to do that, but it will be very difficult for you to maintain that because you start to live with this sense of wanting to prove yourself to
Yeah.
people all the time. You're faking it until you make it, and so you have to prove to people because you started off from a wrong footing in the first place anyway. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're faking it, bro. Fake people don't sleep well at night. Fake people have themselves to deal with later on. So if you're out here faking it till you make it, you're just becoming your own enemy. All these freaking cliches you've heard left, right, and center is not true. You have to be real with
Yes.
yourself.
Yes.
You have to know, and you have to be real with the puppets that are leading your country.
Yes.
You have to be like us, or try to be like me. I'm sorry, I don't want to sound too arrogant. I don't know it all. I'm not perfect, but my president is a puppet. I'm not gonna fake it out here and say the Congolese people are the best.
No.
The Congolese people know it all. My Congolese government people have been messing around for such a long time. Corruption has been in the system for such a long time. They are messing up left, right, and center. They are too worried about their appearance, the way that they get dressed. A Congolese person, people from the DRC Congo, let me say it nicely.
There's a word. What?
There's a word,
There's a word. I know the word.
There's a word, what's it called again?
With an S.
With an S?
Sapology.
It is sapology. They say sapology. That's because the Congolese people give a lot about how they look, how I'm dressed. They live, some of them, not all Congolese, they would rather be well dressed and still live in a township.
Yeah.
The surrounding of wherever they stay is so freaking messed up. But when this guy stands in front of his house, he's dressed from head to toe in brands, he will use all his money to buy clothes and shoes and bags and glasses and jewelry just so he can feel good about himself.
Yes.
Sapology. And he'll stand there. I'm from the Congo. I love Congolese people. I love my people, but we keep a spade over here. We tell them the truth. We say that he is. But he'll use... This is why I remember at the beginning of this pod, if you've been here from the beginning, thank you very much for still being here. I know I go on. Felix Tshisekedi, the president of Congo. We're still with the Congo because they're messing up too much. We need to hold them accountable. Felix Tshisekedi is out here so freaking well dressed all the time. While 99% of the Congolese people look like, I don't want to use the S word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The country looks messed up. The country is messed up. No system in place. There's no law and order. But he's out here so freaking well dressed with expensive watches and expensive suits and all this kind of thing. For example, look at this guy. What's his name? The president of Ukraine.
Oh, yeah, it's always in like a t-shirt.
It shows what the country is going through.
Yes.
He's always in an army-like, war-like attire.
Yes.
Zelensky,
Yes.
that brown, that cockiness. Cargo pants.
Yeah.
He's the leader of the country, huh? No suits. Because it shows to the people of Ukraine, I am here with you.
I'm standing with you.
I'm standing with you. We are all going through this together. It doesn't sit well with me for me to stand up here smelling all nice, dressed in $5,000 suits,
Yeah.
while my people are losing their lives, getting their lives robbed, not losing their lives. No, doesn't sit well with him. So you kind of like admire that. Even when he went all the way to the US, he was still in that particular attire. But some of these puppets in Africa, especially when they travel overseas, especially when they go to France, in Paris, the shoppings that they do, brands all over the place. We see their kids. Man, the lifestyle, yachts, hotels, 5-star, caviar, champagne, left, right, and center. This is why we call them puppets. This is why we have no respect for them.
Yes.
This is why we know that if it keeps going on like this, if we don't have an Ibrahim Traore in the Democratic Republic of Congo, or in Sudan, or in Rwanda, this shit will go on like this for a long time.
We
It's
don't
true.
want
And
it
in
to.
Cameroon too. We need an Ibrahim Traore in Cameroon.
Yeah, that's true, huh?
Of
Cameroon
course.
needs that, yes.
Oh, the Cameroonian people
Hey.
are in my comment section, and they are saying, we too, we want a coup.
Yes.
The Senegalese people are there. Everybody's there. The Kenyans, Ruto, you guys, I know. I go through all those comment sections, huh?
Yeah.
That's the reason why I just go on like this, because I know which comments came up, which names came up, what do they want. It's like a survey. It's like I'm collecting all that data.
Yes, yes.
Keep writing, keep commenting, go down there, speak your mind, however you want to say it.
Yes.
However you want to say it, feel free. So, Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, if it was only Mali that performed the coup, and not Burkina Faso and Niger, it would have been much harder for Mali. If it was only one country as opposed to three, it would have been much harder. The fact that they have decided to unite, to stand together and say, hey, Burkina Faso came out and told ECOWAS, if you dare initiate a military intervention or operation into Niger, we too will get involved. We too will be a part of that particular war.
Yes.
The reason why today there is no military operation is because ECOWAS said to themselves, wait a minute, this would cause major chaos, because it's not just Niger, Burkina Faso standing with them. Mali is also standing with them.
Yes.
What does that teach you? You expert, you who know it all. Together, we are stronger. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
If
yes.
you unite, they can do shit to you.
Yes.
If some of these puppets had the guts to unite, if some of these African countries had the guts to do what Ibrahim Traore is doing, we will get there. If you unite, you are stronger. If you think that you can do it by yourself, you are the problem. If you think you are most advanced, even some minds in that South Africa, the reason why Julius Malema advocates for a one Africa without borders is for the good of all Africans.
Yes.
It saddens me when I travel to Europe and I see how I can move from Italy to Sweden to Paris to like in Germany to anywhere, hustle free. You come to Africa, you have to get visas and permissions left, right, and center. Trade is so freaking difficult.
Yes.
So you have to unite. You have to unite. And another point when it comes to unity, another reason why we need to unite in Africa is because, let me use the example of West Africa.
Okay.
When France was either forced or decided to initiate these particular independence to these 14 francophone countries, what did they do? They made them all collectively sign those agreements. Collectively, they made you all 14 francophone countries to say from now on, you use the CFA. From now on, your bank reserves are in France.
Yes.
Collectively, why on earth would you think, as one of those particular 14 countries, why on earth would you think that you can get out of that
Without the help of the other ones.
by yourself? Why on earth would you think that you'll be able to get out of that life, that forever life down the drain economy type of self-reliance, zero independence by yourself? How the hell would you get out of those agreements by yourself if you are a part of those 14 countries that signed those colonial pacts? How the hell would you do it? Don't you remember that in 1958, when Mali tried to say no by itself together with Guinea, it was only two of them. They poured concrete cement into the sewage pipe. They taught them a lesson to get the remaining of you to sign those colonial pacts. Why on earth this day do you think that you can survive on the global stage, sit in meetings at the G7 or BRICS as an individual Togo and call the shots when we know what kind of documents, when we know how your hands are tied?
Yes.
Why on earth would you do that? Only as a collective. If all these countries could start to really think of how to unite. This is why I'm also, the system, the way the system is done is crazy. Just like you spoke about what?
IMF.
What's that again? That funding
International
thing.
Monetary Fund.
International Monetary Fund. They want to give money, right?
Yeah.
Why? To control them.
Yeah, of course.
They want to control the people with the money. They want these people to be forever indebted to them.
Yes.
You owe us money.
Yes.
Because you owe us money, that road in your country is ours. It's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
This is why also that African Union that gets its money, 60 to 70% of its funding from the European Union, you might as well substitute the term European Union to IMF.
Yeah.
There's no difference.
Yes.
There's no difference. They will say they're giving it as aid, as support, or whatever. And at the end of the day, if I give you aid, if I support you, if I assist you, I somehow reserve the right to tell you, hey, what do you think you're doing?
Yeah, it's basically...
What you think you're doing, man? And knowing that I still got to give you again next time, hey, look, last time when I gave you the money, you didn't do anything about it. You guys just flew all over the place and bought your three-piece suits left, right, and center. Why do you need more money, African Union? You got to explain. Hey, African Union, can you sort out that mess in West Africa with ECOWAS? Okay, ECOWAS, where's the money? They say sort it out. Psh, no more money, corruption.
Hey.
It's crazy. But there's hope. There's hope.
There's
Regardless
always hope.
of how we're speaking about some of our puppets in some of these African countries, there's hope. We will never give up hope.
Yes.
We are from the motherland. You understand what I'm saying? We
Yes.
will never give up hope. We will
No.
continue. For this particular period in time to now exist where we have Ibrahim Traore out here, Burkina Faso, hello, Mali and Niger,
Yes.
there's hope. There was a time when we couldn't even see something like this coming. There was a time when we didn't even think that we'll have somebody to have the guts to stand up and do what Traore is doing.
Yes.
So there's hope. If only these other puppets could just rally on and and join the fight.
Yes.
Burkina Faso is paving the way for you guys, and you guys are still sleeping.
Yes.
You are satisfied with the breadcrumbs that is being given to you in the form of aid. You should be out here knowing your full potential and knowing that those particular minerals, those resources belong to you. You shouldn't be
Yes.
told what to do with your minerals. The minerals are for your country. Yeah, it is. They need us. They need us. It's
Yes.
a world where tech is advancing. It's a world where electric cars are now here. They need to go to the moon. They want to make this whole system an interplanetary thing. They need that cobalt. It's for us. So the Congolese people must also benefit from that which that you need.
Yes.
Yes, they must. And you, Rwanda, you must work together with your neighbor. You must work together with your neighbor.
Yes.
That particular section, that East Democratic Republic of Congo, should be flourishing. The locals, the citizens over there should be reaping the rewards of that beautiful, rich land that they have. And these imperialistic countries and multi-corporation tech companies like Glencoe, all of them should feel the responsibility to not shit where they eat.
Yeah. Very true. And that Dan Gertler.
Den Gutler,
Yes.
that businessman, he calls himself a businessman when these things are being done in such a disgraceful way. Atrocities, greed. It was in The Matrix when the article was asked by Neo, so what does he want? What does this particular guy want? And her response was, what do all men in power want? More power. Greed.
Yes.
Greed. That's what's in the hearts of these puppets, in the hearts of these imperialistic countries, in the hearts of these businessmen called Dan Gutler. And he's not the only one, there's many of them. Talking about that Glencoe, talking about the fact that cobalt is used in these devices in my iPhone. We are not saying that you should stop the production of these particular devices. We love these devices. You guys are so smart. Jeez, you build these devices that we love so much.
Yes.
Continue to build them, but not at the expense of human lives.
Yes. There's a better way to do it.
Create agreements in place that takes care of the people there. There should be a well thought out, responsible, honorable agreement between these multi-tech companies, between Glencoe, between the United States, between all these people and the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo and of Rwanda. These grown-ups, when you really spend too much time thinking about these grown-ups or these particular brands, these companies, these multi-tech, these businessmen, it can just like piss you off, huh?
It can aggravate someone.
It can aggravate, huh?
Yes, because sometimes the solution is just so simple.
I would hate to be a relative of somebody. I would hate to be one of those people in the Democratic Republic of Congo who has had one of their relatives lose their lives because of that particular stupid war.
Wow.
It's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
That's why I find it very strange that these particular leaders are out here engaging or initiating these particular military operations in certain areas and killing civilians. Don't you think that particular civilian or that human life has a relative? What kind of spirit are you creating in them?
Oof.
You know? It's crazy. Anyway, there's hope.